Hey there guys, Pinobi, also known as TheAcousticKind here, bringing you a guest narration for NBZ. He was nice enough to let me do a guest narration for him. If you don't know who I am, I'm just a fellow video maker slash Pokemon battler in the community. Maybe Zed will leave a link below to my channel if you want to check out the kind of stuff I do. Two things that I want to note before we get into this battle. First things first, this was recorded by SharkTamer, the opponent. Really great guy. I've actually had the pleasure of battling both these gentlemen, very good players. But anyway, the point is that Zed's going to be on the far side because this was recorded by SharkTamer. Second thing I want to know is that this is going to be a roulette battle. If you don't know what a roulette battle means, it basically means that they don't pick their teams. It's completely randomized. So they don't even get to pick what their lead is and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really risky play or really risky kind of game. It looks pretty mixed here, but it looks pretty even. There's a lot of different tiers for both players. So Zed's going to go ahead and lead with a Marowak. The opponent's going to lead with a Rotom. He's going to switch straight out into his Uxie, maybe predicting the trick, because that is what SharkTamer goes for here. I would have been scared of the Shadow Ball personally, but it's a risky play, but it's going to make a great payoff for Zed, because it means he's going to get essentially Rocks up on the second turn of the battle, and getting a Rapid Spinner is not too common, although Zed did get a Fortress, probably switching in to predict the U-turn, because it would have been super effective against Uxie and 4 times resisted by Fortress. But the opponent just set up a screen, which is going to tell a lot about the kind of Jirachi set to Zed. And now he's going to go into his Breloom, probably predicting either the switch or the U-turn, or maybe even another screen. But this is actually going to be a Scarfed Breloom, so he's going to be able to outspeed this Articuno and get a Spore off, which should set off an alarm in SharkTamer's head saying, hey, that Breloom is Scarfed, which is unfortunate for him because he would have been able to get the super effective stab Ice Beam. But now his Death Fodder is, or not, Sleep Fodder is going to be Articuno, which takes a lot from the rocks, which is good. There was a double switch, not a good matchup for SharkTamer, so we went out to Rotom to get the immunity to the super effective stab Earthquake. And now he's just going to start firing off hidden powers, get a crit, which sucks for Zed. It wasn't super effective, so we don't really know exactly what kind of hidden power this is at this stage, but I guess we're going to find out. Zed went for a Fire Punch just because it had 75 base power, now switches it up to Rock Slide. He's slower, so he can't get the flinch, so you might wonder why he did that, but it's just in case SharkTamer switched out to a Resist, and he does have a Houndoom, so that was a good play. And yeah, Zed goes into this Uxie to get immunity from the hidden power Ground. I don't know if he knew that or not, but wow, he knows this Rotom like it's his job. So he's firing off some Yawns here, which kind of confused me because he already has an Articuno asleep. So maybe he forgot about that, but I think if SharkTamer stayed in here, it would have been game right there based on Sleep Claws. But whatever, so he's going to switch out into his Houndoom, knowing that Zed is locked into Yawn, so he's going to have to switch as well, which is going to give him a free switch into his Houndoom. And I'm guessing that this Houndoom is actually going to be Scarfed. Oh no, he actually is Leftovers. That's interesting. But I guess he's afraid of the Scarf superpower, so he's going to switch into Rotom to get immunity, which is going to work out well for him, because he really didn't have many opportunities to switch this Rotom in, so I really got to commend that. And now he's just going to go ahead and fire off a T-Bolt. I guess he doesn't have the Shadow Ball, and that really sucks for him. But he is going to get a critical hit, which is going to kill the Uxie, and I definitely don't think that would have killed without the crit, so that's really unfortunate for Zed. But he is going to be able to revenge kill with this Crobat, and SharkTamer is going to stay in for fodder, knowing that he would die after the rocks anyway. So now he's going to bring in this Jirachi, maybe bluffing the Psychic, since we have only seen 3 of his moves, U-turn. Actually, I think we've only seen 2 of his moves, Light Screen and U-turn. I don't know if we saw the Reflect yet. But he is a double screener, so I think he sets up the Wish here just so that he can recover off all that damage. And Zed's going to go for a Pursuit, probably predicting the U-turn because it would have been able to kill if he had gone for the U-turn, in my personal opinion. But that's not going to be the case, and he's just going to get his health back up. So Zed's going to keep on firing these Super Pangs to keep the pressure up. Maybe if he decides to switch out, it'll do good damage. So now he's just going to decide to Roost up. Not sure what the thought process was there. I don't know if he revealed his Reflect yet. I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe he was predicting a Protect and didn't want a wasted turn. Not really sure what the deal was there. But yeah, the opponent's just going to go ahead and U-turn out to his Evire, so that way he can negate some of that Rocks damage by receiving the Wish. So Zed's going to go ahead and go into his Fortress. Now that he's scattered the opponent's team, he probably realizes by now that he doesn't have physical attackers, which is going to make his physical wall Fortress pretty useless. So I would say that was a pretty smart fodder choice on Zed's part. And he is going to be able to scout the Life Orb, which is always nice to know. I don't think we had seen an attack from Evire before, only switches. So yeah, that's going to work out nice for Zed. He's going to go straight to his Mr. Mime, knowing that it does have very high special defense, and he's going to fire off the safe Psychic. Maybe he should have predicted the switch, but since Evire has the Motor Drive, couldn't really afford to predict the switch and go for the frickin' Freaking Thunderbolt. So yeah, I'm surprised he didn't switch to Crobat, predicting the U-turn. But at the very least, it is gonna guarantee Rachi dies off to Stealth Rocks. So I guess he just didn't want him to get a free wish or whatever the case may be. And the opponent's just gonna go ahead and kill him off with his freaking that guy. And I was actually pretty impressed to see that guy even show himself. So now he's gonna fodder out his Rachi just because he needs to get a free switch. And he goes into Articuno, which I thought was kind of a strange play. Because he could have gotten a free switch into anyone on his team, so I don't know why he chose Articuno. I'm guessing he was hoping for the Wake, and maybe he carries Ice Shard or something. We already saw that he can't outspeed. I guess he probably maybe just wanted to lower the attack of that Breloom, so that way he knew... Because if he didn't want to accidentally have his Eevire be killed off to a Scarfed superpower, I don't know. I kind of thought it was an interesting play. So now he's going to switch out into his Houndoom. But this Houndoom is not Scarfed, so even if he could take a hit, Crobat would easily outspeed and then finish him off. So not completely sure what the process was. Maybe hoping he would take a hit, and that would mean Crobat would have to die off to Life Orb. And here he's going to bring in his guy whose name I keep freaking forgetting, Zangoose. And I thought he would have the quick attack and be able to take this guy out, but that's not going to be the case. It's going to be a double down because of Life Orb, so which is really not looking good for SharkTamer, and it looks like Zed's probably going to be able to clinch this match here because he is just going to be able to bring in his last, which is a Breloom, and go for the Scarfed superpower. So Scarfed Breloom is surprisingly pretty effective. So overall, I'd have to say this was a pretty freaking fun roulette match. Thank you, Zed, for letting me commentate over it. It was from Battle for Charity, forgot to mention that. But if you want to check out SharkTamer, he's a great battler. I've played both these gentlemen myself. His link will probably be below. Maybe my link will be below as well if you'd like to hear some more of my narrations. I mostly do 4th gen. I mostly do NU tier and things like that, but I kind of do everything. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys all had a great time. Thank you, Zed, again, for letting me narrate. And that's pretty much it. So peace out, guys.